kids just dropped something that proves 50 Cent isn't merely exposing Diddy, he's targeting everyone in his path, and Snoop Dogg is next in line. Once you understand Snoop's involvement, the pieces fall into place. The fact that Snoop never visited Pac in the hospital, then suddenly became close with Diddy? None of it was coincidence.
Puffy's sons and my sons have been best friends since they were 6, 7 years old. And let me give you the real story on that one, brother. I didn't make it happen and Puffy didn't make it happen. One night I was at my house and Puffy's son was over about like 9 o'clock. And I'm like, cuz, what time you going home? And he like, I'm spending the night. I'm like, did you tell your dad? He like, nah, my mom dropped me off. So Kim, rest in peace, was connecting my kids with Puff kids, and they formed a friendship and a bond. When Justin went to UCLA, my son went to UCLA. When Christian was rapping, my son was rapping. When he was modeling, they was flying over the world together. So they forged a friendship and a brotherhood that me and Puff always had.
When I die, I want my last words to be, I did it.
After 2 years of relentless investigation, 50 Cent unleashed Sean Diddy Combs, The Reckoning, a documentary that rips open Diddy's darkest secrets. Since its release, Diddy has been in panic mode, fighting tooth and nail to get it removed from every platform. This isn't just another expose. This documentary contains never-before-seen footage of Diddy's alleged crimes, raw, unfiltered evidence. But here's what makes it truly explosive: it doesn't just expose Diddy. It names names. It reveals everyone who worked alongside him, everyone who covered for him, everyone who stood by and watched. For the first time since Diddy's trial began, we're pulling back the curtain on the enablers. And one of those names sends shockwaves through hip-hop: Snoop Dogg. This is where the story takes a dark turn, because Snoop was supposedly one of Tupac's closest friends. So how did he end up connected to the prime suspect in Tupac's murder? The questions are uncomfortable, but they demand answers.
He heard the shots. He heard everything was going on. And when everybody said they heard him say they got him, that's not just a red flag. That's a fact that somebody involved with something they shouldn't have been in, and they had a radio they shouldn't have had. So that was the first thing. Then Corrupt, they interviewed Corrupt, and Corrupt says Snoop had the meeting and said, we're not going to Vegas. So they weren't going to Loserville, so that's basically saying like something's going to happen. And then Nate Dogg says, I'm going to Vegas. I don't got to be around those niggas. That's his exact words. I can be here, I can be there, long as I don't be around them. Basically saying, if long as I'm not standing next to Tupac or me, he'll have to worry about a straight bullet getting him. No other way. And the fact that not only did he not come to the hospital, not one of those people, them people, whatever you want to call them, did not do a song with Tupac. We put out 2 albums after Tupac was gone. Snoop not on one. Snoop did his album. You probably guys don't remember. He did that album on his own. What was the Dogfather? It's not a Pac verse on that one. And he have lots of them to pick from. Not a one. When Tupac got a star.
According to Suge Knight, the night Tupac was shot in Las Vegas, Snoop was supposed to be right there with them. He had tickets to the Mike Tyson fight. The plan was set. Everything was arranged. But at the very last minute, Snoop didn't show up. Then, while Tupac lay in a hospital bed fighting for his life, Snoop still didn't come. Suge says he had to pick up the phone himself and demand that Snoop get to the hospital, because something about the whole situation felt wrong. What happened next is what shocked everyone who loved Tupac. Suge claims that when Snoop finally showed up, Tupac's mother was standing there. And the moment Snoop walked in, he completely fell apart, breaking down in tears, physically vomiting, repeating over and over that Tupac hated him and didn't want to see him.
Going around saying he went to the hospital and had a conversation with Pac. That is a flat-out lie. The reason why that was a flat-out lie, Pac had already passed away before Snoop left my house. Snoop came to my house, and he didn't volunteer to come out there. I called and told him, get your ass out here right now. He came to my house first. Tupac's mother was at my house. We walked back by the behind the 2 pool houses, guest houses, and we had the conversation that I said last time. Snoop didn't throw up in no hospital. Snoop threw up in my backyard by the guest house, the pool house. Pissed me the fuck off. The thing he said about he was gonna name, if it's a boy, after Tupac, he said that in front of me and Tupac's mother at my house. For anything outside of that, who knows what he did when he left my house? But if he went to go visit Tupac, Pac was already gone. And he didn't have no conversation with Tupac. And if he would have had I don't believe he went there, because every person went to go visit Pac, it's pictures, it's footage. No matter who went. I had never seen any pictures or footage. But what I would say 1,000%, he did not talk to Pac. He didn't have a conversation with Pac. He had already passed away.
Why would Snoop lie about talking to Tupac? Why would he tell different versions of the same story over the years, especially about moments other witnesses say he wasn't even there for? According to Suge, it all comes down to credibility. Snoop needed people to believe he cared. But the truth Suge is suggesting is far darker. Snoop knew something was going to happen to Tupac, stayed silent, and never lifted a finger to stop the murder. But why was Snoop so desperate to protect his credibility? That's where Snoop Dogg's name starts appearing in some very disturbing conversations. Because according to multiple insiders, Snoop was allegedly involved in the same trafficking-style party culture that's now being exposed in the Diddy case.
That Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Screw you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of actually trafficking children. And what did everybody do? Ooh, Snoop Dogg is at the halftime. I'm going to the halftime. But we canceled Dr. Seuss. And Jemima. Nobody mad. Nobody. Super Bowl had this. They were dripping down from the letters. The LVI. I know, but that's fine. That's fine. Let's go to the game. Make some hot wings. It's fine. It'll pass. It'll pass, right? It's a phase. It's just a phase. But oh no, tell somebody that plastic straws are coming back and throw a fit. Let a convict get arrested. Somebody put a knee on a convict's neck and it's over. The neck of it out of crickets.
These allegations, combined with everything revealed in the documentary, have dragged the spotlight back to Tupac's murder. And now, a criminal investigation into the murder of Tupac Shakur has just been launched, at the direct request of Tupac's family.
We are following new developments in the case of the hip-hop mogul who is facing RICO charges in New York. Sean P. Diddy Combs. Court TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the murder of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac murder trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information to come on that one.
Let me ask you this. I get it. When you have a case that's 5 years old, it's hard to get overwhelming evidence that meets the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a murder trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick, because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved. It's personally from people talking about it and saying this is what happened. You need some more information to come forward to prove that.
And it gets even more complicated when you look at what Napoleon recently said on his podcast with Dave Mays. He went in hard on Snoop Dogg for hanging out with Diddy after Tupac's murder, even appearing with him on the Steve Harvey Show. Napoleon didn't hold back. He called the behavior tasteless, pointing out the timing. Snoop could have easily kept his distance from Diddy publicly to show respect for Tupac's memory. But he didn't. Instead, he rolled with Diddy openly, shaking hands, doing shows together, creating the appearance of a real friendship.
I've never asked you this before, but did you have an issue with Snoop hanging out with Diddy after Tupac got killed?
I always felt that was wrong. I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm talking about from that, like now, okay, you know what I mean? I'm 46, Snoop probably early 50s. If he figured out now, he might go by the opinion like, okay, Puffy had nothing to do with Pac. You know, we grown now. If he want to be his friend, no problem. But back then, that was just awkward. You know what I mean? And the reason why it was awkward to me that I never even like it because you knew how Pac felt about this individual. You know what I mean? Even if you don't agree with him, you probably could have said, you know what, I probably ain't gonna come out, publicly with this because until things clear up, till I really know I could be certain that, they didn't have nothing to do with Pac. But it's like, it was no, okay, it is what it is. So that I never really respected that back then.
So you had an issue with it. You didn't like it?
Never really liked it. It just was a strange look because you was Pac boy. You know what I mean? Puffy, it's clear they had some issues with Pac. And Pac died and all of a sudden you chilling with Puffy. Back then it just, okay, now you can say what you want. You all grandfathers, I guess. You know what I mean? That's different now. But back then I think it was weird, it was tasteless. You know what I mean? It didn't seem like you really had that much love for Pac. You could have just, you know what I mean? Unless he pressured them or like questioned Puffy, like, yo, what's up with this? What's up with that? Then you could say, you know what I mean? No problem. Like somebody said, okay, I believe somebody mentioned that they seen a video with me and the dude Prodigy or one of the dudes from our Deep, as if I was with. They don't know the backdrop of that. I went to his hotel room ready to fight. Like, bro, I'll fight everybody in that room one-on-one. Even if I lose, it doesn't matter. The Outlaws was with me. My homie Tiny, the Mexican homie, was with me. I didn't go there and say, let me get in a video.
And it's not just Snoop. Everyone in the industry was involved with Diddy. That's why they've been silent for so long. This was actually the real reason that 50 released the documentary in the first place. 50 told NBC News his motivation was clear. If he stayed quiet, people would assume that all of hip-hop is comfortable with Diddy's behavior. That there's no one else willing to speak up. He wanted to make it clear this isn't a culture issue, it's a crime issue. In related interviews around the same time, he said he'll gladly accept the petty label and wear it proudly.
You know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day.
Perhaps.
What was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea what he was doing that for.
I mean, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be behind the...
One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram.
Yeah,
because of the...
Look at this. And let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
This documentary is one of several that has chronicled Combs' rise and fall, but Stapleton says theirs is different.
Yeah, there's a lot of new information. No one had ever really put it together like that before.
50 Cent is completely unfazed by the online hate. After social media users called the rapper petty for producing the Netflix documentary Sean Diddy Combs, The Reckoning, 50 Cent told Gold Derby in an interview published December 9th that he really doesn't sweat the criticism. He said, I accept that. I'll take that. I'll wear that. I have antics that I have become comfortable with on social media. And while some believe the docuseries is a hit piece on Combs, the rapper maintains that was never the intent. He explained, they characterized it as a hit piece in the very beginning because they didn't get a chance to watch it when they were saying that. Then after they see it, You see, everyone's changed their mind and it's become the #1 doc.
They did characterize it as a hit piece in the very beginning. It's because they didn't get a chance to watch it when they were saying that. And then after they see it, you see everyone's changed their mind and it's become the #1 doc. And as for Combs' thought on the Netflix series, the mogul spoke out against his rival shortly before the project hit the platform. With his attorney telling Variety on December 1st, Netflix's so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece. Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. As Netflix and CEO Ted Sarandos know, Mr. Combs has been amassing footage since he was 19 to tell his own story in his own way. It is fundamentally unfair and illegal for Netflix to misappropriate.
Believe it or not, some people are actually coming after 50 for making the documentary, calling him jealous of Diddy's success. They're framing it as 50 bringing down another black man, when this has nothing to do with race and everything to do with justice.
A black man shouldn't be doing this to another black man. How come we not having conversations about what Diddy did to other black people? Like when you watch that documentary, every person on that documentary except for Aubrey O'Day is black. So how come nobody is saying a black man shouldn't do that to other black people? Because here's the thing, there are things we know Diddy did because we saw it, and there are things he's being accused of. We don't know if they're true. Right. But either way, majority of people who are accusing him of something are black. So I don't understand why, there's not more conversations about that, but everybody's so, 50 Cent shouldn't be doing this to another black man. What about all the black people, Diddy?
50 doesn't care what happens. He's not done yet. In a recent interview, 50 confirmed that he has more than 140 hours of footage which shows Diddy engaging in crimes. This footage will be released on YouTube in the next few months. And it's even possible that 50 is coordinating with law enforcement on this. There's even a chance Snoop could be part of this series.
Not done with Diddy. I knew 50 Cent was not done with Diddy. He just confirmed that he has more stuff on Diddy that he couldn't even fit in the 4 episodes in the new Netflix Diddy documentary. With 50, it is so hard telling what this man got his hands on, but he said this in reference to the videos that he got of Diddy before he went to jail.
A lot of the personal footage of Diddy, it shocked a lot of people. And I know, 50, the way you run, this cannot be all that you have. Is there other stuff that you just have not shown?
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make it was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose things.
And on top of him saying that he has more dirt on Diddy, he is also saying that more people came to him with allegations against Diddy that never made it into the Netflix documentary. With the anticipation, they ask him, are you going to make a second documentary and put it on Netflix since you have all of this stuff? And he says that he is about to put it on YouTube.
With everything that was out and all of these people that were coming forward, have there been any new tips that you've gotten since it has been released?
Well, everyone starts to feel a little more comfortable when they see other people telling their truth about it.
Yeah. So, it's got to be something on YouTube coming.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt like certain things were left out of this documentary. Okay, this is getting absolutely crazy. So yesterday we heard 50 Cent confirm that he does have more video footage of Diddy, and now he's saying he has 140 more hours of video footage of Diddy. Now in a post he made about this video footage, he is saying he has 140 hours, and he did it with a video where there was a man claiming that 50 Cent has video footage of Diddy doing alleged criminal activity, and this could possibly get him more time. And this is the post that 50 Cent made. Correct, 140 hours of footage. I don't understand why he filmed himself, but I'm glad he filmed himself. The people who are supporting him will be quiet very soon.
Diddy's kids are doing everything they can to stop this documentary from being released. Diddy's son, Christian King Combs, posted on Twitter saying, "On my dad, if I ever see 50 Cent, I'll slap the expletive out of him." The post was deleted pretty quickly, but with 50 Cent, screenshots are forever. He fired back with a response that has since become viral. "Lil bro, first close your damn mouth when you take pictures. I've been rich 3 different times, sold records, sold shows, sold liquor, sold power. You're still living off Wi-Fi and legacy. Relax." This isn't the first time that Diddy's kids have tried to come to his rescue. During the trial, they begged the judge to release their father. They took the podium and addressed the court, first Quincy, then Justin, then Christian, saying their dad is their superhero. And although he has made mistakes, the man that stands before us today is a changed man. He's more patient and remorseful, Christian said, getting choked up as he spoke. But then his 18-year-old daughter Jessie went to the mic. As she sobbed, she begged the judge to give her dad a second chance, saying she lost her mom at a young age and already has experienced so many milestones without her dad. Her sisters, Delilah and Chance, echoed the same sentiment. All of them heavily sobbing into the mic just saying, please, please give my dad a second chance.